I debated a long time in bed about how I wanted to start this video off. So I started with just that. Because late night debates in my head made up a lot of my 2018. So did late night writing, listening, and crying. My 2018 was a roller coaster. A lot happened that didn't really make sense. I was trapped in a maze and found only dead ends, picking up only broken pieces along the way. I dropped out of public school for starters. I lost a lot of friends. At times, I felt the loneliest I ever had. But by year's end, I realized something. This story was not over. My broken pieces began to form something very special, a map. A map that would lead me out of the awful maze I was in and still am in now. In 2018, I left public school. I wasn't happy there, so I homeschooled. And from February to July, I did it on my own. And even though I was surrounded by people, I still felt lonely. But I also wrote the most I ever had. In August, I began 1 day a week schooling. I made good friends and finally had something to hold me accountable. I wasn't as alone as I felt before. There I found people who shared my love for music. We made each other playlists and shared songs with each other. Because sometimes it's easier to use someone else's words to express a feeling rather than stringing together your own sentences.
This song's called Humongous.
In 2018, I discovered new artists and bands with songs that I've since listened to on repeat until my ears ached. I found little pieces of my soul that I never knew existed scattered in their lyrics. In 2018, I realized that writing and performing music is what I want to do for the rest of my life. In 2018, I fell in love with writing. I want to live in the feeling of finally getting a sentence to say exactly what you want it to. And I want to live in the feeling of finally finding a song to describe an emotion you couldn't describe before. In 2018, I began recording my first EP. I began reading and writing more than ever before. In December 2018, I realized that the loneliness I felt in January wasn't my forever. I realized that 2018 was only the beginning. Because sometimes forest fires must burn away old trees so new ones can grow. 2018 was only my Act 1, and Act 1 is never the whole story. All the scattered pieces are finally starting to make sense. God's master plan is only beginning to take shape, and although it hasn't fully made itself clear, it's begun to peek around the curtain. In 2019, I will become a better person. I will write even more than before, and not only will I continue listening to music, I will release my own. In 2019, I will learn to be a leader. I will be a good example to those around me, and I will learn to walk with my head high, unafraid of the eyes watching me. In 2019, I will use the kindling that 2018 provided to start my fire, and my fire will one day become a wildfire. Because 2019 is my Act 2, and I can't wait to see what happens next.